Glad as always to have you back with us. Glad we can start off the show by saying it's Friday. Thank you for being here. This 11th day of July has been a hot one, full of sunshine. More to come. Heat and humidity still building in over the course of your weekend, and we're still focusing on a big cold front. A lot of cold air coming down from Canada that's going to put us into the 70s, and it still looks as though for 3 days in a row here in the viewing area and a great swath of Kentucky as well. Your forecast, though, has been tweaked since yesterday. I'll have that for you in just a few moments. I am awaiting a connection, we'll say, for one of our top stories. So while I'm waiting on that, I'll go ahead and get to some other news and headlines, and some local headlines will also be coming up in just a few moments. And one way or the other, I'll have that story for you this evening as a bit of an update and an ongoing report that we've been covering and had the privilege to do now for months from time to time. Another recall out there tonight, this one coming from Chrysler and Jeep. It may affect the vehicle you're driving if it's one of the 650,000 Jeep Grand Cherokee or Dodge Durangos manufactured from 2011 through 2014. They had a recall on an issue of a lighted sun visor that may have been repaired, but those repairs weren't complete. It appears as though the companies say that they know of at least 3 injuries associated with the lighted mirror. Chrysler will be contacting those involved in the near future to talk about having the problem corrected. Once again, 11 through 14 Jeep Grand Cherokee and Dodge Durango models. I'll turn to the Floyd County Times tonight for the most recent update, a situation that I've been following here in the newsroom, but it's concerning the potential strike from a host of union workers at the Highlands Regional Medical Center. Those union workers voted overwhelmingly this week to reject the latest contract offer by the management of Highlands Regional Medical Center, but they at this time held off on a decision on calling for a strike. In today's edition of the newspaper, it says that Service Employees International Union 1199 Director Joyce Gibson has reportedly said the decision not to call a strike at this time was made to keep the two sides talking in an effort, she says, of good faith to avoid a work stoppage that neither side wants, of course. Union negotiators are going to return to the bargaining table next Thursday on the 17th to try to finalize an offer from Highlands. If workers again reject a contract the following day, the union would likely issue a strike notice at that time. In the event, she says, that the two sides are unable to agree next week, the SEIU would still give a 10-day notice before commencing a strike. It is required by law, and even though the current contract ends on July the 19th, she says workers would simply work without a contract during the notice period. The primary source of contention, as it was at the beginning of the negotiations, still tends to be employee health insurance, and in particular, reported to you last week, coverage for spouses of those employed at Highlands who are members of the union in and of itself. We understand that the hospital chain requested that they approve a contract with the removal of their spouse from their insurance policy, and that's been the issue since. During negotiations this week, Highlands retreated from that position, says the article, insisting that they proposed employees pay a $110 per paycheck surcharge for spousal coverage instead, an amount the union described as unaffordable for its members. Those members include practical nurses, certified nursing assistants, and maintenance and support staff throughout the facility as well. Hospital President CEO Harold Bud Warman justified the cuts by saying in a statement released earlier this week that Highlands is trying to deal with recent changes to the healthcare system that have put a squeeze on small community hospitals around the nation. However, Gibson with the union said on Wednesday that the management is unfairly trying to cut costs at the expenses of workers. At the same time, it's running up costs in other areas, referring to Warman receiving a $10,000 salary increase in 2013, as well as, she says, despite the continuous decline in revenue at Highlands Regional Medical Center, expenses have continued to increase to the tune of about $3.3 million between 2012 and 2013. She says that she has records indicating that spending costs on conference, conventions, and meetings have all tripled, and thousands more have been spent on travel, according to financial documents provided by the hospital itself. We'll let you know after the next negotiation period where it's all headed. I'm headed to Colorado in just a minute, one way or the other. I hope to do it with a friend of ours. I'll tell you more after these messages.
It's back, and it's the only place in Sayersville you're going to get the real flavor of 100% beef seared into every char-broiled bite, a taste that you can only get from a flame. Char-broiled burgers are back, and you can get them open till close every day at your Sayersville DQ, where breakfast is served hot Monday through Thursday till 11 and till noon, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. And you know what else is back? The Reese's Peanut Butter Cup Pie Blizzard of the Month. Get them while they're hot and cold at your Sayersville DQ. Just in at Premier Auto, like new at used prices, a 2012 GMC Terrain SLE, $23,950. The ever-popular Kia Optima, this 2013 is $19,950. A 2014 Chevy Captiva Loaded, $24,950. And check it out, an 85 Elko, custom, slick, straight, and rare, all baby inspected and baby approved at Premier Auto in Paintsville.
Have you ever noticed how many insurance commercials and advertisements are on television nowadays? You can't watch your favorite program without seeing a little pig or green lizard trying to sell you insurance and get your money for their premiums. But let me ask you this. If you have been in a serious wreck, do you really think that you are in good hands of the insurance companies when you have lost wages, medical bills, and pain and suffering from your head to your toes? The answer is no. If you want to truly be in good hands, give me a call. I'm attorney Donald Wayne McFarland. Let me put my 20 years of experience in working to protect the rights of injured people to work for you. 349-9000.
Got company coming? Looking to visit Sayersville and family or just get away? Then come stay with us in one of two newly restored and uniquely appointed lofts over downtown, filled with history throughout. With a luxurious touch, king beds, free Wi-Fi, HD TV, and enough comfort to sleep 1 to 10 guests, book your stay at the Mortimer Lofts by emailing toreachsue@yahoo.com, find them on Facebook, or call 349-3299. Wheel alignments, oil changes, brakes, suspension work, and tires. Thousands of tires by all the major manufacturers, all in stock and at incomparable prices. All backed with 33 years of service and experience, the area's largest tire selection, and 6 months no interest at Conley's in Paintsville. Regardless of where you want to ride, you can be riding on a brand new Kawasaki or Polaris for less at M&M Power Sports in Staffordsville. New Kawasaki's for the dirt, the street, or both, and ATVs and side-by-sides for every stage of enthusiasts to fish, hunt, haul, or play. And with rebates up to $1,300 and financing as low as 3.99%, it's never been easier to ride it, buy it, and start your next adventure at Kentucky's Power Sports Authority since 1964, M&M Power Sports. Faster, friendlier, family-owned Parkway Pharmacy, open 8:30 till 6:30 Monday through Friday in the new McGoffin Medical Plaza under the care of local pharmacist Jesse Rudd. To make Parkway Pharmacy your pharmacy, come by or give us a call at 349-4400.
It's time to check in now with our friend Ian Cummins, who we met here on the program back earlier this year on the dreariest of days. You'll recall my interviewing him as we stood alongside the Mountain Parkway in the pouring cold rain. And we've chronicled some of his events and journeys since then as he treks across this nation trying to raise awareness and support for mental health issues across our country, similar to those that led his brother to take his own life just a few short months before Ian began his walk. Well, it looks as though Ian's not going to be with us in person tonight. We've been FaceTiming him and keeping up with him, but he's in a part of the country where cell service is sketchy at best.
It was the most brutal of conditions when we got a phone call about a man trekking across our nation through Sayersville, McGoffin County on the Mountain Parkway, headed west. I found him on his way in near Kempton that afternoon. We spoke about his trip, about his brother Ryan, his inspiration. His brother Ryan struggling with drugs and drugs to try to help combat his mental issues for years before he took his own life. Just a few short months later, his brother Ian knew there was only one thing he could do, raise awareness so no one else would maybe have to endure what his brother did and the loss that his family has felt since. Well, on the dreariest of days, which led to him being put in the hospital in Lexington for several days thereafter, we've spoken to him since, and we still may before the end of the show, depending on whether or not cell service gets a little bit better. He knew getting into this part of the United States, staying in contact with individuals and those along the way would get a little bit harder, and indeed it has. His last update shows on his Ian Walks America website was Dove Creek, Colorado. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is a long way on foot from Sagersville, Kentucky, and especially from Virginia, where he left just earlier this year. Some major things of note since we saw him last, well, in the few short months that he has made it to Colorado. He's most recently been joined by a couple of familiar faces, well, at least to him, two of Ryan's closest friends, 20-year-old Nick Rogers and 20-year-old Jake Lusardi, met Ian in Sylvia, Kansas. And since then, they've been trekking together, their strollers in tow, 200 pounds of food, water, clothing, camping gear, each averaging about 25 miles a day. Rogers has since had to return home in the past couple of days. Meanwhile, Cummins and Lusardi are going to make it to Mancos, Cortez, going into Utah, then Nevada, where they will veer west to San Francisco. And that will put them a little bit closer to making it all the way to the West Coast, where then, well, he gets to trek back home to Pittsburgh. Still, according to his blogs, saying that the kindness and generosity of total strangers upon hearing about his mission and inspiration is simply more and more overwhelming by the day.
Service allows, maybe before the end of the show, we hope to personally talk to Ian about his journey thus far and the last leg of it that lies ahead. It's truly been a miraculous trip, one that I would have given up on coming through McGoffin County in that terrible weather several months ago, as I think most other individuals may have as well. But he has truly managed to tough it out and stuck it out all this time. We hope to talk to him soon and wish him well.
Now, in local news, we'll wrap up coverage of the 4th of July holiday celebration from last week with the Sagersville Renaissance Program's Lifetime Achievement Award ceremony, recognizing, as they have for the past several years, individuals from our community for their great contributions to the people therein. This time to a local lifelong veteran dedicated to rescuing and saving lives. Captain Carter Conley of the Rescue Squad, a McGoffin County native, UK graduate, firefighter, teacher. He was employed as a ranger, most recently the Big Sandy ad as a case manager, all the while since the early 1970s after some help and assistance from some other friends and individuals throughout the community, beginning the McGoffin County Rescue Squad, which he has helmed since as its captain. From a step van and a pry bar back in those early days to where they have grown now in their second location with the equipment and services that they provide, answering hundreds of calls each and every year. He continues to be a leader throughout the community in regards to public service in the emergency response arena. He was recognized by Suzanne Arnott and the other members of Sagersville Renaissance during their Lifetime Achievement Award ceremony on Saturday over the course of last weekend and the celebration. For the legacy he has continued to build upon, the Rescue Squad, the auction which keeps it going, making most of a meager budget, and how he has passed on the torch with two sons who are both EMTs themselves. A host of friends and family looked on as he was presented with many honors and bestowed with a thanks that was well deserved.
Case manager in aging services for 15 and a half years. Over the years, he was offered job opportunities away from McGoffin County, but in his heart, he could not leave the community he loved. He remembers being told, "If you don't leave a footprint on this earth, how will anyone know that you were here and were able to make a difference in the lives of others?" Carter, I know I speak for everyone here today as I say thank you for your unconditional love of Sagersville and McGoffin County. Your footprints are many, and you have made a difference. I'm honored to call you my friend and delighted to present you with this Renaissance Lifetime Achievement Award.
And on behalf of the medical community, I want to thank you for your service. And I want to tell you all, quite frankly, that there are people alive today in McGoffin County because of this man, this woman, those Rescue Squad people. And if that won't warm your heart, I don't know anything that will. want you to know that I try to spend your money wisely. And I want you to know that we don't get a better deal on any money we spend than on the rescue squad and the fire department. If we had to pay them minimum wage, we'd be broke. We don't have a county budget that would be able to do anything except pay for their services. So every time you pass by and you see them raising money, or every time they're on the TV raising money, and you don't give it to them, you ought to be ashamed of yourself. Because they not only are providing life-saving help to our community, they're saving you an awful lot of money. You couldn't give them enough money on that day to make up for the taxes you have to pay.
Leadership, compassion, dedication, and loyalty to the citizens of McGoffin County has been unwavering. On behalf of myself, Mayor Shepherd, and the entire City Council, and I believe I can speak for all citizens in McGoffin County, we thank you for all your hard work, your time, and your service. And before I sit down, I would like to mention your wife, Vivian. We all appreciate and thank you for your support and understanding in all the years that you have been involved with the rescue squad. And again, Vivian, I thank you too. Carter, congratulations on receiving this well-deserved Lifetime Achievement Award. And by saying that, from Mayor Pete Shepherd, the Sayersville City Council, I'd like to present you a key to the City of Sayersville. Thank you.
David said, why do you go out there, and I'm not going to mention about this person maybe laying in the ditch and all those things. It's a human being. Although I may not hear, they're different, but it's a human being. Although they got a life to breathe in, they're still alive through the day. And that's the way everybody should be treated. And so I'm really humbled and thank everybody for coming out. Like I said, Sue mentioned it back when we had the auction, and I thought about it, and I said, okay, but I really humbled that we all showed up. I really appreciate you all. And I'm going to leave with this, that from our late President Kennedy, that we may have watched his inaugural address. And at the last, and this has always stuck with me in long, long time years, he said, and I'm going to change it just a little bit and say, ask not what your county can do for you, what can I do in my county? Thank you.
And also should be noted, adding to the veteran aspect of this, Carter has two sons, J.D. and Robbie. J.D.'s been an EMT since '95. His number in Kentucky registered as 38,267. Robbie's 6 years ago was issued as 58,109. Carter maintains a number of 1,717. Birthdays kick off this evening's McGoffin Farm Bureau sponsored community calendar with a colorful one of sorts. Happy birthday to Mick Nanny from Mrs. Beth and the Wolf Pack. Happy birthday to you. And birthday wishes. It says a happy 51st from Guess Who? It goes to Jeannie Arnott. Happy birthday. And one more special announcement for this Friday the 11th. A happy anniversary wish. Orville and Mary Shepherd celebrating 25 years this Sunday. Happy anniversary. A reminder about the McGoffin County Rabies Clinic this Saturday. That's tomorrow, 11:45 for a half hour at the J&J General Store in the southern part of McGoffin County. Rabies vaccinations, $5. Parvos for dogs and cats, $12. That's tomorrow at 11:45. And also tomorrow at the Sayersville Dairy Queen and least famous recipe, the Licking River Cruisers Car Club is having their cruise in. They've moved it up to the Parkway for this weekend. It's going to be a gorgeous day. They'll start at 4. Free dash blacks, free registration, 50-50, split the pot, and door prizes, and a wonderful time to be had by all. Cruise on in to your Sayersville DQ for the car show. Tip Top Church is having a special service this evening and tomorrow evening at 7, and then Sunday services at 6. You are now invited. Vacation Bible School at the Bethel Bible Baptist Church in Route 30 next week, Monday through Wednesday, 4 to 6 p.m. Parents' Night is on Wednesday the 16th. Another Vacation Bible School to tell you about. This one comes to us from the folks at the Community Free Will Baptist Church. It's Vacation Bible School. Kids, an adventure awaits you in the wilderness escape where God guides and provides. Time is 6 to 8 at the Community Free Will Baptist Church. They're on Route 40, a couple of miles out of Sayersville. Need a ride? They'll give you one. Call 349-1543. And next week is the Magoffin County-wide cleanup for those of you who vote or live in District 2 of Magoffin County. It's all week long. I'll remind you about it then, but you've got the weekend to get that stuff out and get it to the curb so the county can pick it up. You can call the judge's office if you need a little help, 349-2313. Call me anytime you got a birthday, anniversary, special announcement, or otherwise. We'll let everyone know just all about it. Up next, services to be held in honor of 81-year-old Jilson Smith Holliday of Half Mountain Road in Magoffin County, who passed away on Wednesday. He's survived by his wife, Melody Holliday, and son, Henry. Visitation began this evening, and it will be up until services, which start tomorrow afternoon at 1 in his honor. Friends and family can call on the Magoffin County Funeral Home for both visitation and services. Once again, services tomorrow at 1 for 81-year-old Jilson Smith Holliday of Half Mountain in Magoffin County.
At the end of every race, Mark Martin hangs up his driving lights. He hangs up his fire suit. And he hangs up his helmet. Which is when he picks up his phone and opens the ER Extra app. The app shows ER Extra wait times, locations, and more. It's the one safeguard Mark Martin is never without. ER Extra at Paul B. Hall Regional Medical Center. Extra fast, extra easy, extra great.
Curb your appetite for a good deal and some home cooking at your Sayersville Lee's Famous Recipe, where we started the under $5 daily special. Saturdays get a 10-piece hot and spicy wing dinner with all the fixins, only $4.69, $3.99 after 4 o'clock. And on Sundays, our famous chicken and dumpling special with homemade cobbler and ice cream, only $4.49, $3.99 after 4. And we cater gatherings big or small at your Sayersville Lee's Famous Recipe. Sayersville National lets you go mobile with their new banking app. That's right, you can view your account and balance, transfer money, pay bills, and yes, deposit checks right from your phone from wherever you are. Just download the Sayersville National Bank app on your Android, iPad, iPhone, or other device. Any phone that can connect to the internet has the capability, and you can start saving time and money today with Sayersville National Bank's new mobile app. Wherever you are, we're there for you at Sayersville National Bank. You can be playing, relaxing, and enjoying your brand new lifestyle in just days with one call to Baker's Pool Supply. Over 38 years of professional installation at affordable prices on above-ground and in-ground swimming pools. Or if you're ready to open your pool for the season, you need a new liner, a solar cover, some parts, or the best in BioGuard chemicals or salts, Baker's is your full-service answer, serving all of Kentucky and surrounding states with complete satisfaction. And they offer financing. 800-633-7102 or bakerspoolsupply.com. Frito Rocks is more than just gravel. They've got mulch in red, brown, and black, river rock in 4 different sizes, new rainbow rock for an entirely new landscape feature, metal and double wall plastic pipe, masonry sand, and rock, every size from DGA to 57s to class 2 and 3. And they have delivery and excavation and dozer services. And special hours Monday through Friday, 4:30 till 9 p.m. and Saturdays 9 till 4. For orders, call Frito Rocks on Route 7 at 496-7776. Enjoy your fun in the summer sun even more with festive settings of the season from the Seasonal Shop. that look good enough to eat themselves. Monogrammed and summer flags of every shape, size, and shade of summer, and other ways to say, welcome, friends. And just in, new and already classic designs by Ethel and Myrtle, ladies, all at Fraser's Prater Drug Seasonal Shop, just down from the drugstore and the Radio Shack.
Remember when they invented the peanut butter cup? Bringing peanut butter and chocolate together. Pure genius. Well, the Sonom Enduro has done the same thing for wireless. Right now at Appalachian Wireless, you'll find the tough, dependable Sonom Enduro. This flip phone is great for the job or weekend warrior, but you can also access the internet and take great pictures with a 2-megapixel camera. Get it now, the best of both worlds, just like the peanut butter cup. Appalachian Wireless. Better service, bigger savings.
Before we wrap things up, heading into your second week of July, why the next few months might be a bit restless for many, and it may have something to do with the moon, says scientists and theorists alike. Supermoons, consecutive ones at that, are going to be very prevalent starting tomorrow night.
A report I read today quoted NASA saying that the first date for Supermoon 2014 this summer is July the 12th. Today's the 11th. And the next dates, well, are consecutive, August the 10th and September the 9th, 3 months in a row. The next coming summer days are going to be full of sunlight and maybe some restless nights for those 3 consecutive months. You know, there's a lot of folklore that says that the moon influences how we sleep and a whole lot of other things. But there's never been a real concrete study to back that up. Maybe not until now. There's an international research community that's been kind of half and half on the issue for decades, as long as we've known what full moons were. But now there's been a controlled study, at least, that says they've got some evidence that says that, well, maybe indeed moon activity affects at least sleeping patterns. They put their test subjects in rooms to sleep without windows or doors, and they slept 25 minutes on average less during a full moon than other moon phases. So they're starting to look at it a little bit closer. You want to be part of your own study? Well, you've got 3 chances over the course of the next 3 months to do so. What is a supermoon? It's not that much different. It's a term obviously coined back in 1979 by an astrologer as a newer full moon which occurs with the moon at or near within 90% of its closest approach to Earth in given orbit. It's called a perigee. In short, Earth, the moon, and the sun are all in a line, and the moon is nearest its approach to Earth. Basically, a supermoon happens whenever the full moon is closer to us than 360,000 kilometers, and it can happen up to about a half dozen times a year. Now, what happens much more often than that are changes in our weather forecast and current conditions. Case in point, your forecast. I'm still at 90 degrees watching the early show, topped out at 92 here at the newsroom in the full-blown sun, and we'll see ditto for tomorrow. That's after mostly clear skies continuing tonight, a low of around 60 with some calm wind. It's just summer. It's July. We're pretty much, for the next couple of days, right on par with where we should be. Another case in point tomorrow, a little patchy fog in the morning before 9, otherwise sunny, and you might as well just say 90 degrees. I think several of us will see the 90-degree mark technically, and it's going to be so close. Well, what's the difference? 90 degrees for your daytime high, or around about 66 for nighttime lows tomorrow night. Sunny and hot again on your Sunday, at least partly sunny. We will see 90, and don't be surprised if a few of us don't see 91, 2, 3, or 4 degrees in some areas, and lows right around 70 degrees. Heat and humidity is on throughout the course of your weekend, but things stay calm through late Sunday night, but into your Monday morning. That's when our next cold front, and this one is a good one, comes in and gives us a chance of some showers and thunderstorms that are likely. Mainly after 10, we'll see clouds, and then look at what we see temperatures do. We fall from around 93 possibly on Sunday, give or take, to 83 on your Monday. Storms, showers are likely, and then we've got 3 days in a row where we may not, it's going to be close, may not see 80 degrees. Unseasonably cooler air, back to the 70s for highs, 50s for the low. It's going to be nice. Totally out of character for the middle of July, but who cares? It's going to be great. And it might last all the way through Thursday as far as the 70s are concerned, and low 80s even to continue throughout the rest of next week. After some heat and humidity this weekend, the bump in the road Monday with that big cold front. Backside of that, man, we're going to be sitting pretty for days, and Nope, I don't hear a complaint anywhere. Thank you all for joining us. I hope your weekend goes well. We hope it's safe, and we hope you'll join us back here Monday for more of Your News Today. Until then, good night.